Alright everybody, it's only me. I come on to do a wee bit of buyer's guides. I've not done one for a wee while because I'm never in the house, and so I thought I've got to go and pick Helen up in about half an hour or something, so I thought I'd do a wee quick one tonight and do a buyer's guide to Van Halen, one of America's best ever heavy metal bands, because Van Halen is heavy metal. Folk would say they're hard rock, but I'm going to argue and say Van Halen's heavy metal. Maybe even the original American heavy metal band. The only bands that would come close would be probably Montrose, who were a bit kind of Led Zeppelin hard rock, or Riot, who were probably concurrent, maybe just in front of Van Halen, but Van Halen definitely the bigger impact, and they pretty much defined the sound of 80s American heavy metal, hard rock, with again, they all followed the template of Van Halen. So I went and dug out my old LP records for this one, because these records get some serious airtime when I was younger, man. This really is young boys through in the back room listening to heavy metal music. So we're going to start off with this one. Is Van Halen, the debut album for 1978. I mean, even look at the cover there, action packed, and never seen anything like that before. Usually with kind of heavy metal albums there would be kind of mythical artwork or kind of picture of the Born on the sleeve, but no anything as exciting as that. Kind of like they're pure ready for action on there. What can you say about the first Van Halen album, except for it's like pretty much phenomenal. A picture of lead singer David Lee Roth on the back there, who was formed the band with the Van Halen brothers, who were half Dutch immigrants in Pasadena in California in the mid 70s as a cover band. And Eddie Van Halen, well, when you're talking about guitar players, Eddie Van Halen has to be put in the same category as Jimi Hendrix or Jimmy Page, or maybe even above Jimmy. He had a new way of playing the guitar with the whammy bar and the tapping and stuff. This album has got what I still think is my favourite Van Halen song on it. It's the song Running with the Devil, which I heard blasting out of somebody's window when I must have been about 14 or 15, and I was like, what is that? I need to get that. And that was when I got this Van Halen. I think I bought 4 albums in the same day. I think I bought this Van Halen 2 in 1984 and Diver Down. I think I got them all on the same day. But they're nothing on this that isn't phenomenal. There's a track listing there, out of sequence. But there you go. I mean, we used to play a few of these songs. On Fire, Running with the Devil, Ain't Talking About Love. Jeez, and you get Bobby Kidron, you play that whole album on the guitar, amazing. Again, no forgetting there on the bass guitar, Michael Anthony, and this was a big deal. This again, nobody had ever heard anything like this when it came out. Produced by Ted Templeman, who had also produced the Montrose stuff a couple of years before that. And they do say that Montrose was a big influence in Van Halen, which they probably were. And they were on the same label, Warner Brothers, but they didn't really know how to market them. And by the time Van Halen came along, I think Van Halen just had a wee bit more pizzazz than Montrose. Although, again, that first Montrose album, you couldn't pick between that and the first Van Halen. Again, they're both amazing. Again, you can't really compare them. Follow up next is Van Halen 2 for 1979. This is just a wee tiny bit behind the debut album, and taking pretty similar records actually. But I mean, luckily his back cover's pretty much the same as the front cover of the Van Halen album, Ken. If you picked this up when you was younger, you would just look at that and you'd be like, Jesus, look at that guy doing his splits, and Ken, drums on fire and all that kind of stuff. Material on this just as good. I'm trying to remember what the song can. I haven't seen these LP records for years because I've got these and I've bought them on CD. I've never been able to see better on a CD actually. Or can I? No, it's just weird. Oh, hang on there, there you go, You're No Good, Dance the Night Away, Somebody Get Me a Doctor, Ken. I mean, this is all great stuff. Light Up the Sky, Women in Love, Beautiful Girls, all brilliant. Spanish Fly there's pretty much the same as big guitar solo in the first one, Ken. Guitar solos are usually reserved for concerts, but Eddie Van Halen recorded one on the first album called Eruption. It lasts for about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. Totally rewrote the book on electric guitar playing kind of overnight. On this one it's a song called Spanish Fly, which he plays on an island string acoustic guitar. Another good one, but no with the same impact as the one on the debut album. So Van Halen and Van Halen 2, highly recommended. Next up, 1980, Women and Children First. This was the last of the, what we used to call the six pack, which 6 Van Halen albums made between 78 and 84. Women and Children First. Women, it's good. There's some good songs on this one and all. And The Cradle Will Rock is the first appearance of keyboards on Van Halen record. Although it sounds like a guitar because he's put that much distortion on it. Romeo Delight, good song. Everybody Wants Some. Ken, made of the same. It's all party rock. Ken, nobody's ever going to say David Lee Roth is the best rock singer ever, but he does know how to, or he did know how to put a kind of, that's what singing is in music. It's a way of putting emotion into music, and he knew how to do that, and his lyrics are really, really clever. And there's Eddie Van Halen on the back there with that guitar, which looks nice, but apparently ruined by cutting a big bit out of it. So Women and Children, for a couple of weird ones on that one as well. Could This Be Magic's a kind of wee acoustic, kind of quirky song. And that weird song at the top there, but it's not the first track. Why did they do that on records where it's not the track listing? They do it on a couple of AC/DC albums and all, and a few other ones, where they have the songs listed, but it's not the track listing. It's just like the songs that are on it, no in any kind of order. They've done that here as well. Take Your Whiskey Home, that's a kind of ZZ Toppy number. So there's nothing really wrong with Women and Children First. It's just no quite as good as the first 2 albums, although it's still really good. Again, this era of Van Halen, really great. But the need admission with the first 3 albums, they were using songs that they'd wrote years before, and the well was starting to dry up by this time, so they had to go back and write some fresh stuff. The next album they brought out was Fair Warning from 1981. And this is back in the days when bands used to bring albums out every year. Would that not be great to have that now? Fair Warning. This one, a contender between the first album and this one for my favourite by Van Halen. Fair Warning with a weird cover there. That's what I was talking about. The first album's got them all looking quite dynamic, whereas most kind of rock albums had kind of conceptual art. This is a conceptual art. I'm pretty sure it was painted by a guy in a mental asylum, and they liked it so they took it. And it's a kind of weird painting. But I mean, the track listing on this one, the track listing actually is correct. But you can't go wrong with this. It's a darker Van Halen, this one. It's no as kind of party and no poppy. This is kind of pissed off. And the Mean Street, one of the great Van Halen songs. So This Is Love. Oh, hang on, I mean it is wrong. It's just they've got the first song listed as the first song, but the rest of them's all out of sequence. Sinner Swing, Unchained. Hear about it, like, I mean, that Sunday afternoon in the park and One Foot Out the Door. That's another wee kind of weird kind of keyboardy style. I think more of the keyboards creeping in. But you can't go wrong with Unchained. Maybe the only song that kind of grates on me if I listen to it too much is Push Comes to Shove, which is a kind of weird, kind of slow, they've kind of tried to go for a kind of disco style, kind of groovy kind of thing, which isn't my favourite Van Halen song, but definitely worth getting your hands on. Fair warning, only clocks in at about 28 minutes, so I mean it doesn't stay long enough to get boring. Next up, the 1982 Van Halen, Diver Down. I think the record company maybe had kicked her arse after the Fair Warning album didn't have any real hit singles on it, because it was all that kind of heavy and kind of dark way. So in this one, they've padded it out with cover versions here. A cover of the Kinks' Where Have All the Good Times Gone, which kicks the album off. What else we got here? Roy Orbison's Oh Pretty Woman, Big Bad Bittersweet Volume Now, Martha Reeves and the Vandellas, Dancing in the Street, and Happy Trails. So I mean, out of this you've got 5 cover versions. The Van Halen compositions on this are top drawer. Little guitars, Hang 'em High, Secrets, Intruders, a weird kind of keyboardy thing, if I remember right. Cathedral, that's Eddie Van Halen, another wee guitar solo thing where he uses a kind of echo, and it's a kind of weird sound he gets on it. And that last song there's Full Bug. That's another kind of fast ZZ Top kind of song. That's what they said, that Van Halen was just like speed it up ZZ Top, and they're actually no fault wrong. But I mean, the keyboards are creeping in a lot more with this album. Dancing in the Street, it's no a kind of straight cover of it. They've kind of done their own thing with it, but again, really good. Little guitars, brilliant. And there you on the back there, I'm pretty sure that's not a Van Halen gig. I think they were supporting the Rolling Stones or something there, but it makes for a good picture, doesn't it? And back to the 40s, the high kicking, and again, it shows you that they're trying to get back. Again, there's nothing wrong with Fair Warning as a bit of art, but I just don't think it's helped that many records. I think they got a kick up the arse for that. That was Diver Down. And then for 1983, I'm not making a mistake, it was at the arse end of 1983, this came out with Van Halen. 1984, Monster album, kind of a lot of folks' favourite Van Halen album, maybe not my favourite, still a good record. But another one of the weird ones where the front of the album, when you turn it round, it's upside down backwards. The big hits on that one, they got things like Hot for Teacher and Panama, Jump, of course. It's heavy keyboards coming in on Jump. 1984, I'll Wait, heavy keyboard tunes. Kind of wicked heavy tunes, House of Pain, Drop Dead Legs. Kind of the drum sound on 1984 I have to mention, because the drum sound on Alex Van Halen's drums always sound good, but on 1984 the right good thick kind of detuned snares. Oh, there's somebody texting us. But 1984 they're starting to kind of turn into maybe a kind of pop band, but unfortunately after they made 1984, David Roth left the band, and that was the end of Van Halen. There was no more Van Halen for what? It must have been about 25 years. and then they reformed round about 2009, 2010 for a tour, and they went into the studio and made another album. And when bands do that, you're always like, how good's this going to be? But it was actually really good. It's a different kind of truth. Michael Anthony wasn't back actually. It was Eddie Van Halen's son Wolfgang playing the bass, which caused a bit of controversy with the kind of old school fad and care. Who's Michael Anthony? Would Michael Anthony ever do? If he'd been in Van Halen, which Ken's fair enough, but I mean I don't think he's a deal breaker. A lot of the songs on this go back to the stuff they wrote in the 70s. She's a Woman is a 70s Van Halen song. The riff for Big River used to be Big Trouble, and there's a few other ones in there. Beats Working, that's good. If you look the internet, you can find the demos for these songs for the mid 70s. But the new stuff they've got, Eddie Van Halen really does a great job here of taking his crown back. There was that many folk had copied him that he kind of lost the impact of being the kind of guitar player he was and starting to play keyboards and stuff. You had guys like kind of George Lynch and the kind of 80s shredders, Warren DeMartini. I'm trying to think of them all the ones that were in the kind of American, no Mick Mars, you kind of ones I'm talking about. Kind of took Eddie's crown away from him, but on this he really gets it back. This is a great album. If you ever looking for fun, it kind of does a bit of every era of the original Van Halen. There's something in there for all the early albums, and no as much keyboards. There is kind of keyboards on the song Tattoo, but I mean this album was brilliant. And then as good as that album was, they brought out this. It's a live album, Van Halen, the Tokyo Dome. I think it was about 2014, maybe somewhere around about that. And this I remember when they said it was coming out, I was like, this is going to be great, because I mean, if you look at the track listing, they're all classics. Even the stuff after the new album, if you look at that track listing, it didn't get better than that. But then I heard it, and God love David Lee Roth, but he doesn't even know singing tune. He doesn't sing in time. He doesn't come in and his lines on the one, and you can't do that, and it just spoils the whole album, just makes it crap. So I can't recommend this at all. I really can't, even for the rest of the Bonds performance. I just cannot recommend this Van Halen live album. I can't recommend Van Halen. There's some good concerts for back in the day. You can get hold of Van Halen live at the Us Festival in 1983, and there's some shows for Buenos Aires in 1981. David Lee Roth's always been a crap singer live. But back in the day, he had the big hair and he could jump up and down and kick. Whereas now he's an old guy with a flat cap on, the short hair, a bowler suit or dungarees or something. He just looks like a goof. I mean, I love David Lee Roth. He's such an entertaining and clever guy, great lyricist. Maybe not so great singer, but I mean, he really needs to rap it now. So there you go. That's the 7 studio albums and 1 live album that Van Halen's made, and I think Eddie Van Halen's not very wheeled now, so it doesn't look as if they'll be making any more, so that's a bit of a shame. So that'll be that for Van Halen. They don't really get the recognition they deserve as being as big a deal as what they end up being. Again, you've got to can't be a punch up probably between them, Kiss and Aerosmith probably for the biggest hard rock metal act that America's ever produced. I wouldn't put Alice Cooper in amongst. Alice Cooper's in a different league for they 3, but they've got to be in the top 3. So that's Van Halen. I've been listening to a bit of them this week, and I think yesterday was the anniversary of the first album coming out, so that was what gave me the idea to do Van Halen tonight. But anyway, I better bugger off. It's bloody freezing outside and I need to go out, and I'm not looking forward to it. I've got some other things to do after. But thanks very much for watching, and get a bit of Van Halen on. There's nothing wrong with it. Right, I'm out of here. I'll see you later.